Oh, God.
Hi, this is Morgan.
And this is Courtney. Welcome to Giggle and Grow's first podcast. Today's episode is about introducing ourselves and what brought us together.
This is so exciting, isn't it?
Yes, I'm actually pretty nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Let's kick it off. All right, Morgan. So, what was your life like before moving to Colorado, and what inspired you to move here to Colorado?
You know, that's it's an interesting question, Courtney. Honestly, you know, what really brought me to Colorado, I mean, it was way back when my family, we were not like the beach vacationers. We were more of like, let's go to the mountains, let's go skiing. You know, my dad wanted to relive his past. And so, you know, back then I was like, let's do it. Like the mountains, you know, I was 6 years old, 12 years old. I was kicked out of skiing lessons and I realized like I loved the mountains. And
wait, backtrack.
Yeah.
Kicked out of ski lessons?
I was kicked out of ski
what
lessons.
happened?
I know. Okay, actually, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I guess I was good. No, really, I was just, I was able to grasp onto it a little quickly, and so they had me just go skiing with my dad and my aunts, and they were, I mean, genuinely the ones that ended up teaching me, and, you know, like I was saying, going to the beach, it just wasn't a thing for our family, and so I just fell in love with skiing, and meeting my boyfriend back when, you know, I wanted to show him Colorado, and so when we came here and I got to share that skiing experience with him, I just saw him lighten up, and from then on out, you know, our lives together, I knew I wanted to come to Colorado. So honestly, it's just always been a family and a passion of mine, and thankfully I got the opportunity to do so.
You're here.
I'm here.
Love that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Courtney, what essentially brought you here? I mean, what made you want to move to Colorado?
I loved skiing too when I was younger. And I really fell in love with the mountains. But really what brought me here, I would say, is I got a job opportunity and then I really met someone who was pretty awesome. And he really made me want to live out here and threw me into life that I never thought that I would be in, and I'm here now. And so, yeah, I mean, biggest thing for me though was like a change up. I always lived in Kentucky before living in Colorado, and so I just wanted something new, right? I loved the song Dixie Chicks. I feel like the one Wide Open Space. I can relate to that song so much. So I always think that's the type of life that I had. Ever since I was like, you know, I'm going to graduate college and I want to go out west. And so before I moved to Colorado, I was in Park City. I did some skiing there, worked for Vail, and then I just found my way here in Colorado, and now I'm with the love of my life, so I can't complain.
So what took you to Utah, I guess, before coming to Colorado? What was your opportunity there?
Great. Yeah, that's a great question. I actually have family that live in Park City, so I'm very, very, very blessed to be able to go and live at one of the nicest places I've ever lived in my life. And I have family that basically have a house there and work on the mountain, and they basically said, hey, you can come live with us, just pay a little bit of rent and try out mountains and try out skiing. And believe it or not, I didn't even really get to ski that much there because I got in my car accident and then had to, right in the middle of me moving to Colorado, I missed that whole ski season. But I had been to Park City many times before that and skied and just had fallen in love with it because I went for spring break all the time and fell in love with it and just fell in love with skiing, and now I go back every year for my birthday. So, great question.
See, that's so exciting. So we both love skiing, and I mean, yes. I know your boyfriend also loves to ski. So I mean, gosh. What did your relationship become when you moved to Colorado with just skiing and the activities that you're doing now?
Oh, wow, that's great. I feel like we're totally just athletic little couple that loves to both ski. Okay, let's be real, though. He was born at high altitude. Born in Boulder, Colorado, high altitude, came out as a high altitude baby. Me, on the other hand, that is not my gigolo, okay? So I basically, like, I love to ski, but I'm a bluebird day kind of skier. And for all those people who are listening and don't know what a bluebird or a blue day, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but basically what it is it means the sun is out, it's a great temperature, and the ski slopes have been groomed, right? That is something that
is the best.
I can't do not yet at least, I can't do the whole powder day. Like everybody around here is obsessed with powder days. No, like for me, not my thing. So, I mean, curious to know your thoughts on powder skiing and like what got you involved.
It's interesting. So, growing up, I lived in Iowa. So, skiing out there wasn't our cup of tea. We had a snow star across the states, and that's where we used to go growing up. And, I thankfully was shown to Colorado, and I was like, why the heck are people skiing here? Like, we have to go visit Colorado. Like, that's where you should be learning how to ski. Like, this is ice. Like, it hurts when you fall. So, I mean, the powdered snow I got very, very thankful for. I became grateful for just that type of skiing. And so I love a good powder day. I need it for the comfort. When you fall on accident, you're staring at the bottom of the mountain. You're like, that looks a little scary. And then you just kind of topple over it. That's my type of crash. So,
I love that.
With that being said, I mean, I don't know. Everyone's a little different, but
no, I love that. That's great. I honestly, so that kind of goes into our next topic and like what your favorite Colorado activity is, or why you like to ski. I mean, I don't know if skiing is your favorite Colorado activity, but what is your favorite activity here in Colorado?
That's a good question. I feel like skiing is what made me fall in love with Colorado. However, I feel like just the beauty of Colorado in itself, I mean, there's just so much love about it in every kind of season, whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. So to really label skiing as my favorite, I don't think that's possible. I think more so I have fallen in love with the friends I've made out here and the camping season, the healing of nature, right?
Never thought I'd like camping.
Right, no.
Never thought I would.
I thought I knew what camping was, and then I moved out here, and it's a whole different ballgame.
Right. No, that's great. I love that for you.
Yeah, I mean, what were some things that you learned while even just camping in Colorado? I mean, I forgot just the simplest of things. I mean, just my pillows, my blow-up mattress. I mean, my tent wasn't ready.
Oh my gosh. I remember the time we went camping, and I literally brought 2 blankets. And I was like, it's not Kentucky, Courtney. We're not camping in the South, or kind of the South, wherever you want to verify Kentucky being, but it's not warm here. And right. I literally turned the car on at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was like, I'm going to have to warm myself up because this is way too cold. Not my thing. Right. Definitely not my thing.
But the views are everything.
Really, they are. It's awesome. Every time I feel like I've gone camping, we have a really good friend of ours who... I guess we can throw her name out here, Gloria. She has got the best spots to go camping. I mean, anytime I'm going to go camping, I just call her up.
No, seriously. Pull out your iOverlander, please.
Yes.
Let us know.
Tell us where to go. But right. What's funny is when we put these questions together, I was like skiing. Yeah, it's the first thing that comes to mind. And it is one of my favorite. But I have always been a climber at heart, and I think you know that about me.
I don't know how you do that.
I love to climb. I love everything about it. I always tell people this. I am not a hiker unless I'm hiking to a crag, right? And for those of you who don't know what a crag is, it's just a spot where you set up and you climb. And honestly, I did get very spoiled in Kentucky, and I climbed at the Red River Gorge, and you really can't get better than that. But Colorado is just a different type of climbing that I've fallen in love with, and so that is definitely one of my favorite activities that I get to do here.
See, and then there's me. I'm like, there is no way. I can't do a pull-up. I can't do a push-up.
I can't do a pull-up. You don't have to do a pull-up.
This podcast is sponsored by Most Smiles, a community that proudly influences a journey of positivity and mental wellness. We are here to uplift and motivate you with inspiring designs that celebrate authenticity, personal growth, and finding your inner light. Join our Sunshine Crew today by shopping Most Smiles on Etsy, and don't forget to follow @DailyMostSmiles on Instagram for your daily doses of positivity and more. Let's spread smiles and giggles together.
Let's see. So, Morgan, curious on our next topic. Have you ever had any surprises or challenges when adapting to Colorado life?
Oh my gosh. I mean, another great question, Courtney. There was so many big changes when I first moved here. I mean, honestly, I felt like I was very kind of hidden by the fact that it was a exciting new change. I mean, it was like my biggest dream come true. I was moving to my dream state with my amazing boyfriend, and we were moving into our first new apartment. I mean, we had been dating for 7-8 years at that point, and it was our first time ever living together. So I mean, it was a lot of exciting things, but I mean, to be really honest and to get kind of deep, I mean, it was a really hard year. Moving away from my bestest friends from Iowa City, it truly, it wasn't the same. You know, I was nervous to meet a bunch of new people. I didn't know who I was going to meet. I was working from home, and that was definitely something that I loved, although it wasn't who I was, if that makes any sense. And so truly, I mean, to get back to what I was going to, when moving out here, I mean, my surprising moment was just not loving all of it at first, but the more I fell in love with the friends I was making and getting to go on the Colorado experiences that I dreamed of, I really realized that I was truly home, and it was what it was meant to be, what I always wanted it to be. So yeah. Aww. I mean, for you, I mean, was there any hard times or any challenges that you had with moving to Colorado, or was it all kind of everything you wanted it to be?
Well, let's get this straight. Altitude was not easy.
That's true. It's not for everyone.
Mine's not as deep, sorry. But I will say that the altitude was a bitch for me.
True.
It took me a while, which is why I say when I go to the mountains still, I don't know if you get this, but my stomach bloats and I cannot drink beer.
That. Yes, I have experienced that before. I haven't experienced the altitude sickness, but I have experienced that bloating aspect of it.
Nice. Yeah. Well, not nice, but no, just, I mean, biggest thing too, being away from home is hard, you know? Yeah. Being away from your family is tough. Like, this past year, I only got to see them once a year. I go home for the Derby, the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, we experienced that with you. Yeah. That
was fun. But yeah, that's really tough on me because I really miss them. I think I'm actually going to go home for Christmas this year because of that reason. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just about... literally, I moved in with my boyfriend very soon. We moved very quickly, but, you know, I used to love living on my own, and then I love living with him. It's great.
Oh, it's the best, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Except the times when you're, like, picking up after them, but then you're like, that's just
boys.
Part of it.
It's literally boys.
That's part of it, right? Yeah, well, have... you discuss any future goals or plans with your now husband at where you guys, you know, what your life's going to be like here in Colorado?
That's a fun question, actually. So, you know, we had the amazing opportunity to really discover kind of our wanderlust and just like travel all over the world all summer. And getting to do that, I mean, we were gone for about... I want to say 10 weeks, 10 weeks. So we were gone from June to August, and we finally made our way back to Colorado. And after all of that, it was just like, no, like, I have not finished, like, my time in Colorado. Like, I haven't got to experience all that I wanted to. And as of right now, we have no foreseen future to be moving anywhere else. There is so much more to do here. Honestly, I would love to buy a home one day here soon, and get to kind of experience all of that here. So
we'll that.
See. I mean, it's home right now, and I've experienced a really great family of friends to do that with. So.
Love that. So shift real quick from Colorado to the honeymoon.
Oh my gosh.
And the 10 weeks away, right? Yeah,
right.
Tell me. want to just a little snippet, give the audience a little snippet of what your favorite place was getting out of Colorado and getting into maybe some warmer weather? What was that?
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh my gosh, it was so interesting. I mean, it was my first time ever abroad, so I mean, truly it was his too, but we went through Greece for a couple weeks, and then we spent our whole month in Italy in July, so it was very interesting. Greece was extremely fun, very welcoming. I mean, it was everything I have ever wanted and more. I could say the same thing for Italy too, but a little bit more intimidating, a little bit more.
Really?
Yes, it was a little, yes, not as, I would say not as welcoming, although you do meet a lot of great people, don't get me wrong, but getting to kind of experience all that was absolutely insane. It makes you feel really grateful for what you have here. I can definitely say that. And truly, while we were away, it was always, we were comparing to, you know, our lives in Colorado. Like, how big are the mountains here comparatively to the biggest mountain we've seen in Colorado? Like, what is the boating like here comparatively to there? I mean, it was just, we were always comparing, and that's when we knew we were like, yeah, let's go back for a couple years. We'll see what happens if we stay there long term. I mean, that's what's supposed to happen too. So
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. That's great.
So, I mean, Courtney, what are your kind of life-term goals? Do you see yourself staying here? Do you guys see yourself exploring somewhere new?
That's a great question. Believe it or not, I will probably be here the rest of my life.
I feel that. I mean, I see that too, but I don't want to talk too soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, my boyfriend is, he's great, and the family he has here, it's incredible, and nothing that I haven't experienced such like a deep connection with such a great family.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I definitely can see my life basically just getting to a point where I have kids here and I have a family, and and we'll see. I don't know exactly if I'll stay, you know, in the Denver area or if I'll go up to the mountains.
I know. I have been thinking about that so much too. I mean, if you had to choose, would you decide to go close to the mountain? I mean, where at in the mountains?
Breckenridge.
Oh, okay, yes, in famous Breckenridge, absolutely.
Yes. It's so great because it's not, it's not your typical mountain town. I mean, it is your typical mountain town, let's be real. But I love it because that's where me and, Brett met, and that's just where I feel like I would be the happiest, and I love it there too. And you can get, if you didn't know this, hopefully Epic doesn't change this ever, but if you get an Epic pass, they don't black out like Christmas days and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a big reason why I decided to want to live there one day, but we'll see if it happens.
See, we're always brought back to skiing, even though, hey, it's not number one. But guys, it is time to wrap things up here today. It was such a blessing to be able to share just a little bit of piece of us and what made us move to our dream state. But hopefully next week you will join us for more Giggles and Growing, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you guys, and stay tuned for some fun bloopers and giggle along with us.
Right. Hi, this is Morgan.
And this is Courtney. I don't even know where we're at. Can I zoom in? Okay, sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
Try again.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Cut! Take 3!
Hi, this is Morgan.
And this is Courtney. Welcome to Giggle and Grow's first podcast. Today's episode is about asking... Sorry. I'm so nervous. Okay.
It's normal.
Redo.